We'll start in child's pose. So make sure those knees are nice and wide. The hips are sinking back towards your heels. So maybe you adjust your hips slightly here. It's okay if your hips do not touch your heels, but that's just kind of the energy we're looking for. Your forehead is down and your arms are reaching out in front of you. And take this moment to get grounded, get connected with what your intention or goal for practicing yoga today is. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, releasing. Press into your hands and start to lift your upper body. Walk those hands back towards your legs and then bring your thighs together. Sit back on your heels. Roll your shoulders up and back. And then inhale, sweep your arms high overhead, press your palms together, and exhale, lower your hands to your chest. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, feel your chest rise, and exhale, feel everything release and lower. Once more here, with your eyes closed, give yourself a little reminder of what your intention, your focus, your goal for this yoga class for your day may be. Softly open your eyes. Plant your hands down on the mat in front of you. Palms are flat, fingers spread apart. Then tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into a downward dog. Take a few moments here to adjust your stance as you need to. Remembering the palms are flat, fingers spread apart. Your hips are way up in the air and the chest is pressing back towards your thighs. It's okay to have a bend in your knees here, or if you're feeling good, you can straighten and lengthen those legs. Give me 2 really big rounds of breath here, so breathe in as much air as you can, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, breathing in, filling up those lungs. Exhale, letting go. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. And then walk your feet as wide as your mat. Have a slight bend in your knees. Touch your opposite hand to the opposite elbow. The upper body hangs heavy in a rag doll. So just swaying gently side to side. Maybe shaking your head out to ensure there's as little tension in the neck as possible. Lift up your toes, spread them apart. Feel the corners of your feet. And then release your hands down to your mat. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen, flattening out the spine. Maybe your hands come to your shins. Press those thighs behind you. Shoulders press away from the ears. We're creating a nice tabletop here with our back, as if I could place a pint of beer on your back. It would be so flat that it would not fall over, it would not spill. Great, then release and fold. Walk your feet back to about hips distance. And then walk those hands out towards the center of your mat, coming into a high plank. Palms flat, fingers spread apart. Belly is drawing up towards the spine. We're strong and lifted through the shoulders. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, press back, downward dog. 1 round of breath here. Then walk your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen, flatten out that back, same thing. Everything should be nice and controlled and flat here. Imagine balancing a pint of beer and it would not spill. Release and fold. Bend into your knees, roll yourself upright to standing. When you get there, lift those toes, spread them apart, roll your shoulders back, stand up nice and tall. And then inhale, sweep your arms high overhead, look up. Exhale, lower your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together, shoot your knuckles towards the back of your mat, opening up the chest, opening up the collarbone, but hugging your ribs under to make sure we keep a nice lengthened spine, and we're focusing on the chest and shoulders. From here, bend your knees, sink your booty back as if you're coming into a chair pose, and so much that your belly rests on top of your thighs. Let the head release down and the hands hang over the head. Hold this for 1 round of breath. Then take an inhale, and on your exhale, straighten your legs, release and fold, letting the hands and shoulders hang here, opening. And try to release a little tension in that neck by wiggling your head like you're saying yes and wiggling it like you're saying no. Then release your hands down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flattening out the back. Exhale, release and fold. Let's come through a vinyasa. So plant those hands down nice and flat. Shift the shoulders forward. Lower down towards a low push-up. Elbows hug in. On your inhale, press into your hands, a cobra or an up dog. And on your exhale, we meet in a downward dog. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Walk the feet as wide as your mat. Now walk your hands about 6 inches back. This should give you a shorter stance enough that your heels touch the mat. We're still pressing into those hands and the chest is pressing towards the thighs like a downward dog, just with a shorter stance. Then from here, press strong into that left palm. Take your right hand and reach it to the outside of that left leg. Use that hand as leverage to twist your chest, and then you peekaboo up under that left elbow. Our left hand is rooting strong. Great, then unwind, plant that right hand down. This time you root strong into the right hand. And the left hand reaches to the outside of the right leg. Use that body weight as leverage to twist your chest. Peek your head up under the right elbow, right armpit. We're still lengthening down the backs of the legs, pressing into that right hand. Great, then unwind, come back to center. Walk those feet a little closer together. And let's come through a vinyasa just to shift everything out. So come forward through a high push-up. Lower it down. Maybe you drop your knees if you need to. On your inhale, press into your hands and lift your chest. And exhale, draw it back, downward dog. 1 breath in, open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Lift the right leg up in the air. Just about hip height is fine, nice strong leg. Then using your belly for control, step that foot to meet the right thumb. We're meeting in a lunge, so first lengthen onto your fingertips, give yourself a nice tall spine. Left fingers stay down, right arm reaches up as you twist open. Turn your head to look all the way up at those right fingers. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower that hand down. Keep your fingers tip on the floor, lengthening through the spine, then straighten that front leg. Lift up your toes, spread them apart, feel those corners of your foot, then release and fold over the front knee. So here we want to think about scissoring our legs. By scissoring our legs, we mean there's energy shooting right up through the midline of our body, and we're guiding the right hip back and the left hip forward. 1 more round of breath. Then start to bend into that front leg. Plant the back foot flat and parallel with the back of your mat, preparing for warrior 2. Engage your belly. Inhale, sweep yourself up. Adjust your feet if you need to. Weight is sitting right in the middle of our body. We're active in both feet. Spread those arms out nice and wide. Legs stay as they are as you inhale, reaching the right arm high, reversing your warrior. Thinking about being light through the side body and through the fingers to lift up more than trying to reach back and lean back. Lifting light towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Bring yourself up, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, coming into triangle. Shift the hips back slightly. Reach those right fingers forward when they cannot reach any further. They lower down to your shin or maybe a block. And the left arm reaches up right over the shoulder. Press that pelvis forward. Peek the right ribs out from underneath the leg, underneath the side body. And same thing here, we want to think about lifting and reaching light through the body and through the fingers to lift up towards the ceiling so we're not dumping weight on that front leg. One more breath in. And then start to close it off, coming back into a lunge. Plant those palms down, come back to a three-legged dog. And lower that right foot. Lift the left leg up in the air. Just about hip height is fine, doesn't need anything crazy, but a nice, strong, engaged leg. Then use your belly for control as you step forward to the left thumb. Lengthen onto the fingertips, lengthen through the spine. Right fingers stay down. Reach the left arm high as you twist open in your lunge. Turn your head to look up at those left fingers. Breathe it in and lengthen, and then exhale, place that hand down. Keep a nice tall spine, lengthening through the fingers. Then extend that front leg. Lift up your toes, spread them apart. Release and fold forward towards the front knee. So again, we're scissoring those legs. This time the left hip is guiding back, the right hip guiding forward. That belly button is drawing back towards your spine. We're lengthening down the back leg, but it's okay and probably pretty normal if your heel is not quite touching the mat. Start to bend into that front leg. Rotate the back foot so it's parallel to the back of your mat and it's flat. Setting up for our warrior two. Engage your belly. Inhale, come on up. Situate yourself as you need to. Weight right in the middle of our body. We're active through that back foot. Arms are nice and strong here, badass warriors. We stay rooted in our lower body as we inhale and lift, lean back with the upper body. We keep the bend in the front knee. Bring yourself up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, making our way to triangle. Shift those hips back, but reach the left arm forward when you cannot reach any further. Lower that hand down and extend the right arm directly over the shoulder. We're rooting in both feet here. Pelvis pressing forward. Peek those left ribs from underneath the body to peel the belly, chest, and shoulders open towards the side wall. Good. Light and length upwards towards the ceiling, out through those fingertips. And then start to cartwheel your hands down by that front foot. Meeting in a lunge for a moment. Plant those palms down, plant them flat, come back to a three-legged dog. And then lower the foot down. One breath in, one breath out. Let's shift everything out with a vinyasa. So come forward through your high plank. Lower it down. Maybe you drop your knees this time, or maybe you're feeling super strong and you come through a regular vinyasa. Wherever you are, lower it down. On your inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest. Exhale, bring it back. Downward dog. One breath in, one breath out. Lift the right leg up in the air. With control, step that foot to meet the right thumb. Lengthen onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine, left finger stay down, breathe it in, twist that chest open, reach the right arm up high. Exhale, lower the hand down. Rotate the back foot, we're coming into warrior two. Engage your belly, come on up. Adjust your feet as you need to. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So to bring your hands down on the inside of that right foot, sink your hips down towards your heels and rotate your hips open externally. So our right knee stays bent, our left leg stays extended with those toes flexed and pointing up towards the ceiling. Reach those fingers out in front of you to keep a tall spine and a lengthened chest. And then we'll kind of Spider-Man crawl to the other side. So root down into the heel of that left foot. Bring your hips up through the center, tippy-toe your fingers, and then bend into the left knee and extend the right leg, flexing those toes up. Hips are sinking back. We're keeping a tall spine with our chest projecting forward. Good, let's walk it back towards the right. Great, and then one more time to the left. Then gently lift the hips. Rotate those legs, meeting in a lunge for just a moment. Plant those hands down, step back, downward dog. A big breath in, open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Lift the left leg up in the air. Yeah, now we're facing the other side. Step that foot to meet the left thumb. Lengthen onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine. Right finger stay down, left arm reaches up as you twist your lunge. Breathe it in, lengthen those fingers. Exhale, place your hand down. Rotate that back foot. Come on up, warrior two. Good. We're here nice and strong. Feel those feet rooting down. Then from here, bring those hands to the inside of the left foot. We start to drop the hips down towards our heels and open up our hips externally. Bend into that left knee, extend the right leg, flex the toes up. Nice tall spine here. This time we'll do a bit of a twist. So extend the left fingers towards the top corner of your mat. Press the back of that arm into the knee to make sure it stays back. And then reach that right arm up towards the corner of your ceiling. So we have a nice diagonal line of our arms here. Maybe you turn your head to look up at that right thumb. Great, then bring those hands back to center. Shift the hips as you walk through that little Spider-Man crawl and change sides. So we're bending into the right knee, left leg extended with the toes flexed. This time you reach the right fingers out towards the top corner of your mat. Spread that chest open, extending the left arms towards the corner of your mat. Maybe you look back at that left thumb. The back of the arm presses into the knee just to give it a little extra nudge to keep that hip open. Great, then plant your hands down. Do that Spider-Man walk and lift your hips. And we'll meet here in center for a moment. So change your toes so they're facing in slightly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release and fold. Nice wide leg fold. Release any tension in your neck. Lift up your toes, spread them apart. Feel the corners of your feet rooting down. Take a deep breath in, exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift and lengthen onto your fingertips. Give yourself a nice flat back. And then tippy-toe your fingers around towards your right foot, towards the top of your mat. Plant your hands, step back, downward dog. Guess what? We're gonna shift it out with a vinyasa. So come forward through your high push-up. Lower it down, hug the elbows in. Press into your hands, lift your chest as you inhale. And on your exhale, draw that belly button back and come into a downward dog. One breath in, one breath out. Lift the right leg up in the air. Step that foot to meet the right hand. Lengthen onto the fingertips, lengthen that spine. Left fingers stay down, twist that lunge. Breathe it in, exhale, lower. Rotate that back foot, plant it down. Bring yourself up, warrior two. Yeah, lots of warrior twos today. Great, from here we'll come into balancing half moon. So we start to lower our body down, reaching those right fingertips about 6 inches in front of those toes. Lift that back leg, stack the hips on top of each other. Peeling the hips, belly, chest, and shoulders open towards the side wall. Extend the left arm up in the air. Trying to peekaboo those little right ribs out from underneath the body again. And lengthening and lifting light through the fingertips. This balance is a little easier if you keep your gaze towards the top of your mat, but if you'd like a challenge, you can try to rotate your gaze to look up at those left thumbs. Good, bend into that standing leg. Plant that back foot down, stick your landing, coming back into warrior two. And then straighten the front leg. Woo, give yourself a little break. Place your hands on your hips. We'll simply rotate our side here. So turn those right toes forward. And then rotate the left toes towards the back of your mat. And then we'll cartwheel our hands down, meeting in our lunge. Good. So again, we lengthen through the fingertips, lengthen through the spine. Think about shooting energy through the crown of the head. Right fingers stay down, twisting, lifting that left arm up. Breathe it in. Exhale, lower it down. Plant the back foot. Rotate yourself up for your warrior two. Adjust yourself as needed. Strong, badass warrior here. Nice, solid arms. Steadying your breath. Good, then we'll come into our balancing half moon. So starting to lower your body down, reaching those fingertips about 6 inches in front of those toes. Lift the back foot off the mat. Peel the hips open, stack the legs. Peel the belly, chest, and shoulders open. This time we're thinking about getting those left ribs out from underneath the body. Maybe hugging those shoulder blades together. And this pose is also much easier if you lengthen onto the fingertips, or maybe you have a block or a prop to give you some length to take some of that strain off of your hamstrings. Again, if you would like a challenge, you can turn your head to look all the way up at those right fingers. Then bend into that standing leg. Drop the back foot down, stick that landing, unlike me there. They call it yoga practice for a reason. So stick that warrior two landing, then straighten that front leg. Place your hands on your hips for the time being. Turn your toes to face in. Take a deep breath in, let the head drop back, and exhale, fold forward. Let the hands drop down towards the mat. Release any tension in your neck here. Lift up your toes, spread them apart, feel those corners of your feet. So from here, we of course have options. If you'd like to just work on opening your hamstrings, you can stay here and play with shifting the weight front and back in your feet. You can reach those fingertips towards the mat and the wall behind you. If you'd like to come into headstand, now is an excellent opportunity. I'm going to give headstand a go. So in headstand, you're actually putting most of your weight into your forearms, and very little weight's going to be in your head, so we protect the neck. So interlace your hands, bring the crown of your head right inside those hands. We want to keep the elbows about shoulder distance. If they start to get wide, you lose your base and you risk falling. So hug those elbows in. Maybe you bend your knees and lift onto your fingertips. And bring yourself on up, squeezing the thighs together. Rooting down through the forearms, again to take pressure off of the neck. Squeeze those legs together, shoot energy out through your toes. Keep breathing. And then tuck your knees towards your belly. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Keep pressing down into those forearms. And with control, lower those toes down to the mat. And wherever we are, bring yourself into child's pose or bunny pose. Bunny pose is similar to child's, but your thighs are together and your arms are resting beside you. You are in control of your breath. So take this opportunity to steady your breath, steady your heart rate. Take a deep breath in, and to open your mouth, exhale, let it go. So if you'd like a little bit more of a headstand tutorial, you can check out our short headstand video that gets a little more in depth, breaks it down a little bit more for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar with that particular pose and how to play it safe. Remembering that at any point in any yoga class, know your limits, know your body, and it's always okay to come on into good old child's pose or bunny pose. Take a big breath in, exhale, let it go. And start to move your hands so they come beside your legs and you lift your body up. Sitting back on your heels, hero's pose, your thighs are together. Take a deep breath in, sweep your arms high, look up overhead as you press those palms together. And exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. And again here, just giving yourself that reminder of your intention or your focus for your day. Take a deep breath in. Softly open your mouth and exhale. Softly open your eyes. Sit off to one side. Swing your legs around so they extend in front of you. Situate yourself so you can sit up nice and tall. You feel your hip bones rooting down. You have a nice tall spine. Roll those shoulders back. Engage the legs so the quads are lifted, the knees are lifted, the feet are flexed with the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, sweep your arms up, look overhead. As you exhale, draw that belly back, lift yourself up and over your thighs, lead with your chest, and reach towards your feet, folding forward to whatever degree works for you. If you need to have a little bit of a bend in the knees here, that's totally fine. Maybe you wrap a towel or a strap around your feet to give you some length. Having length in your spine is more important than actually getting your head to your toes. So know that it's okay if you are not reaching your toes. That's pretty normal. And again, another reason why we call it a yoga practice. You need to practice a little patience, knowing that some days you're more flexible or more supple than other days, and that's okay. Take a deep breath in, exhale, letting go. Start to roll yourself upright. Bend your knees, plant your feet down. Maybe you shift your hips towards the lower part of your mat so that you can lay down on your back. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe rock and roll side to side, really hugging those thighs in towards your belly. And take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, extending your body, letting it go long, releasing onto your back. Let the palms face up, let those feet flop open. Maybe open and close your mouth a few times to get any extra tension out of your jaw. And take a slow breath in, feeling your belly rise. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Letting your body sink in and just enjoying a nice restful and quiet moment here with no work to be done. Consciously coming back into your breath. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Knowing that it's okay to allow yourself to lie here a bit longer if you need to. Recognizing what your body may need. But in the meantime, for now, we'll wake you up a little bit. So from here, gently roll on to the side of your body. You'll be creating a pillow with your arm and your hands. And then gently pressing yourself up to an easy cross-leg seated position. Sitting yourself up nice and tall, roll those shoulders back. Inhale, sweep your arms high overhead, press those palms together, and exhale, lower them to your heart. Extending our non-traditional version of the greeting, Namaste. The badass in me honors and recognizes the badass in each of you. Lift your thumbs to your forehead, acknowledging yourself for taking time today to Squeeze in some yoga. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Please give us a like and a subscribe so we can bring you some more content. And you can of course find us at Ales and Asanas on social media or alesandasanas.com. Thanks.